top story tonight, 4th of July chaos in parts of Minneapolis overnight with fireworks being shot at people, police, and drivers.
A video showing a brazen disregard for others as some young people recklessly shoot off fireworks. Take a look. Well, the incidents were isolated to a few parks across the city, but with about 50 to 100 people involved. But for those who live nearby, it was more than just loud booms keeping them up at night. We do have team coverage for you. Rob Olson talked to some neighbors up all night, sometimes even extinguishing fires from those fireworks in their own front yards.
But first, we start with Paul Bloom. Paul, in just the last hour, we heard from police on what unfolded last night and how they're handling it.
Kelsey, good evening to both of you. Chief Brian O'Hara came into City Hall in the last hour or two, as you mentioned. Brief reporters on what happened. He was out there all night last night. Felt good about things, in fact, until about 11 o'clock. But as we got closer to midnight, as the night of July 4th kind of wrapped up, that is when the chaos and the mayhem ensued. In particular, Lake Bidet, McCoska, Boom Island Park up in the northeast corridor of this city. People shooting off fireworks, targeting individuals, innocent people at times, law enforcement, squad cars. You saw it in that video. What really complicated things for the police department and law enforcement responding to this chaos was the size of the crowds.
We are very fortunate that there were no serious injuries this year in these incidents because of this egregious behavior. This underscores the incredible challenges Minneapolis police officers were facing throughout the night, simply trying to keep our residents safe.
Of course, you've seen this video already, and individuals shooting off what appears to be Roman candles, blasting an MPD squad car. There was an officer inside. He was okay. In fact, Chief O'Hara says he eventually got out of the vehicle and chased down and arrested the suspect on foot. Minneapolis police reporting making 16 arrests in total overnight. Some of those youngsters under the age of 18. Those numbers do not include the efforts of other partner agencies, including Minneapolis County Sheriff's Office and State Patrol. In addition to the chaos and large troublesome crowds around Bidet, McCoska and the Lakes area that was referred to as a riot. In one report, there was also trouble up on the Plymouth Avenue Bridge near Boom Island Park. Again, the targeting of fireworks shot off towards individuals. Authorities had hope closing down Stone Arch Bridge overnight would help. Chief O'Hara says he believed it did. He says while there were a limited few responsible for this criminal, reckless, dangerous behavior, the large crowds of gawkers and onlookers really gave law enforcement a problem.
There were definitely instances of very egregious behavior, very dangerous behavior, and it is frustrating because it was very it is increasingly challenging to deal with when there's so many people who are just simply coming to watch the show, and it makes us more difficult to clear out.
Chief added a total of 4 people were shot and injured in the city of Minneapolis last night. He also reported more than doubling the staffing levels of officers in the field from July 4th last year. You may remember the chaos of that evening, including a mass shooting up at Boom Island Park. But again, he remains frustrated. Of course, staffing levels still way down for his department in dealing with those crowds again. Proved troublesome. At this point, it's probably a good time to go over to my colleague Rob Olson. He's over in the Bidet, McCoska neighborhoods around those lakes. And Rob, as I mentioned in one report, the behavior there referred to as a riot last night.
Yeah, I tell you what, and a lot of debris that showed exactly how much was set off. And amongst the debris, we found this in the bushes on James Avenue, an unexploded, unused firework, big one, called the Mini Blaster. It says it's got 280 shots in here, an example of what was going off in this neighborhood last night for several hours of mayhem.
Shooting at trees, shooting at cars, shooting at me directly. They were shooting at anything. It didn't matter.
Erin Gormley's well aware the danger she was in front of her James Avenue condo building with a garden hose, protecting the property as fireworks blew. Profanities hurled her way along with them.
I was threatened, but I didn't. It's just my heart. I can't help it.
But for several hours, 1 block east of Minneapolis-St, she came under fire as a large group of young men and some young women just wouldn't stop.
I kept asking them, would they do this to their grandmas and grandpas and mothers and brothers and sisters, and the blank faces and profanities and threatening, and we're going to come back and burn your gardens down, and threaten me again.
On Wednesday morning, the aftermath picked up and hauled away. The remnants of the night before, testaments to the high-powered fireworks that were used, what residents told me felt like mortar fire.
I have black marks on the back of my shirt from where it hit me a few times as I ran up, to hide in the back of the side of the house.
Erin Hewitt watched some of it from her window and some from outside as she begged them to go home and then became a target herself.
It was as close to a riot as I think I could ever get.
Just excitement of not getting caught and what can I get away with, and it kind of seemed fun when the police came even.
It would be nearly 3 hours before a heavier response ended it. But the impression left here will remain.
The complete disregard for humans and anything. I mean, it was gone. Like, it didn't matter.
Yeah, they all told me that earlier police responses would push the crowd up the street a little bit, but they couldn't get them to fully disperse. It would take, again, a couple hours until that heavy response came in, and slowly, even then, got them to finally go home. But they said certainly today the trauma remains of what happened and the fear that it could still happen again. Live in Minneapolis, Rob Olson, Fox 9.
All right, thank you, Rob.